What up, everybody? I'm gonna warn everybody. I'm about to say some crazy shit. Oh, man. Well, no surprise. Very typical of the, Mr. Let Me Talk. The AKA the Toothless Ogre. Also known as the anger management needing retard Ulysses Perry, or Useless Perry is a better way of putting it. Nonetheless, though, very typical fashion of him to, make a stream talking shit about everybody and then immediately either deleting or privating the stream right after. That's basically what he does. So that way, if anybody tries to call him out on it, he can sit there and say that he never said this or said that or whatever. Again, it's pathetic. A grown-ass adult that can't even hold himself accountable or actually own up to the shit that he says or does. Am I saying I'm perfect? Oh, hell no, I'm not. I'm no saint whatsoever. I've made a lot of mistakes on this platform. But at least I own up to my shit. At least the shit that I'm actually genuinely guilty of anyway. So, yeah. Of course, in the stream, he's talking shit about Kevin Daddy. He's talking shit about ZTB. Then he starts talking shit about, Arthur, which I don't give a shit. Talk all the shit about Arthur and John Davis you want. I don't give a shit. Knock yourself out that. Don't care. And honestly, it didn't even make sense for you to be talking shit about ZTB and Kevin. Again, I'm not their friends or nothing, but at the end of the day, it's like, dude, what the hell did they even do to you? They tried being your friend and everything, and you just stabbed them in the back. All because, oh my gosh, they were on the stream with Chayton. Oh my gosh, you poor baby. Like, for real. It's pathetic. But nonetheless, though, at the end of the day, yeah, he starts talking shit about Roar, call him a retard because he can lift up a rock. Well, I'd like to see you lift up something like that. Hell, if I wanted to, I can record myself lifting up something even bigger than all these people have lifted up. Because I'm about ready to walk past a place where they just ditch off stuff like that. Don't know if you can see it over there, but look at those sized rocks. If I wanted to, I can record myself picking up one of those. No big deal. I'm not going to, but I could. But like I said, it's not that impressive to see me pick up something like that. I'm like almost 6'5". Okay, I lift up heavy shit on a daily basis. I've got I've got upper muscle, okay? I've got a lot of it. My arms are pretty much solid muscle at this point. I got freaking pecs going on. The only thing that's really fat about me at this point is my gut. That's it. Well, I still have a double chin, but other than that, Either way, though, I got a lot more muscle to me than what I look like I do. So, yeah, so it's no big deal for me to lift up something like that. My goodness, I picked up a 100-pound plus, solid oak wood chest that had a built-in fold-out shelf with inside of it. I picked that up over my head and bench pressed it like it was nothing. So, yeah. So it's whatever. But no, back to saying some crazy shit. Then he starts talking shit about me, accusing me of showing my dick, even though it's been proven countless times it was Brian Absher that did that. Which I'm not surprised, because he's a mindless bandwagoning, fucktard that jumps on every bandwagon there is. So, yeah. Not surprised, though. But it's funny how he says it's okay for him to go on Fortnite and just talk about whatever, because he's just saying some crazy shit, right? Dude, Jordan literally just imitated the Let Me Talk thing, and he used that as a reason to go low towards his deceased handicapped brother. Yes, his brother was handicapped. Like, no, I'm not talking about just having the wheelchair, not being able to walk, but still being in the right mind. No, I mean, his brother was mentally handicapped. Yeah. And Chase goes low on that. Or Ulysses Perry went low on that. Then that Toothless Ogre wonders why people harass his family and contact his family the way they do. I'm going to be honest. I think people need to be contacting this so-called girlfriend of his which found out is a long distance relationship. Yeah, I bet that don't last. You know, let her know what kind of guy he is, especially since she has a kid. Because the kind of guy he is, with the kind of anger issues he has, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if he ended up beating her kid. Like, for real, he wouldn't surprise me one bit. He does strike me as a person who would end up being an abusive stepdad. Like, straight up. So yes, I think someone needs to be contacting this so-called girlfriend of his, letting her know what he did to Crystal, letting her know, you know, how he goes off on people online, what little bit it takes to actually trigger him, you know, like, for real. She needs to be aware of all this stuff, so that way her kid could be protected. Her and her kid could be protected from this anger management needing retarded psychopath. Like, for real. I'm just being honest on that. I'm just telling like it is. You know, the guy is a piece of shit. He's an anger management needing piece of shit when it's all said and done. He's a narcissistic sociopath. Like, for real. I don't even know why in the world I even getting brought up into this shit. Like, for real. I'm not even doing anything anymore. I was literally focusing on positive gaming content. Yeah, sure, the quality may be ghetto as shit, but at least it's positive gaming content. I don't have to talk shit about people while playing a video game like what he does, or what other people do. I don't understand that. If a game is so entertaining, if it's so good, then why in the world are you spending so much time talking shit about people while playing that game? Make it make sense. Like, for real. But no, the game evidently ain't that good. Which I'm not surprised. Fortnite is trash. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. The only people who play it are broke motherfuckers who only play it because, oh well, it's free to play. You know, that's it. That's the only kind of people that play that shit. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm being honest on that. The game is freaking geared for children. And not in the same sense that Mario is. You know, yeah, Mario, you can say, well, Mario was aimed for children too. Yeah, that may be the case. But it's also a game that I would say is kind of resonated towards adults too, because a lot of adults who play it grew up with Mario. Fortnite is aimed for nothing but children. No one has grew up with that shit. So, yeah, and not to mention, that's an online game. So there's always a chance you're going to be playing online with little kids. Kind of sus if you ask me. Just saying, how much time I got here? I got a couple more minutes. I got a couple more minutes to say some more crazy shit. But no, I'll tell you what, I'm not surprised though. It's very funny and hypocritical though how Ulysses Perry wants to go on about people obsessing over him, quote unquote obsessing over him. Like, motherfucker, you're the same person that went to a strip club to get a lap dance, and while you were getting a lap dance from a stripper, you know, you were literally talking shit about people online. It's already been confirmed by trustworthy sources. Actual trustworthy sources, that is. It's like, dude, I bet those strippers were probably thinking to themselves the whole time, like, man, what a faggot. He belongs more in a gay bar or something like that. Which would make more sense. Like, dude, you're obsessed with Chayton. You always have been. Like, you were obsessed with trying to get with all of his sloppy seconds. Like, for real. You wanted to hook up with Daniela, then you wanted to hook up with that other girl that he was with a while back. It's like, man, you're a thirsty-ass motherfucker. You're a creepy-ass motherfucker at that. I bet you would be a cuckold, probably sitting in the corner jacking off while Chayton's giving it to some woman. That's the kind of mentality you have, dude. You're a fucking creep, you're a fucking weirdo. And you're a fucking rapist, because I heard what you did to Crystal. You've got no leg to stand on and run your mouth about John Davis, because I'm going to be honest. A rapist and a pedophile are just as bad. They both deserve to be castrated and have their dicks chopped off. Like, straight up. Or they both deserve to be shot in the kneecaps. So every time and forced to live with that suffering. So every time they try to bend down or whatever, they'll be reminded of what they did. So, yeah. Y'all take care. God bless and peace. And seriously, Chase, go fuck yourself, dude. Learn how to keep people's names out of your mouth, and maybe your family wouldn't be getting harassed and everything the way they do. But no, anything that's happening to you, dude, you brought every bit of it on yourself.